All right, let's take a look at the Amazon and her skills. And as you can see, we made a nice perfect box, which is great. So in the top tier, we of course have the S tier Javazon. We've got Charge Strike and Lightning Fury. Just so good. Just insane damage and insane AoE damage. Absolutely crazy. We have Critical Strike. Just the amount of double damage boost that you can get for physical is really nice. I think it goes up in the S tier pure for that. Just the amount of value that people put on things like Deadly Strike and stuff overall, to me, I actually think it goes there. Valkyrie is S tier because a maxed Valkyrie is literally the strongest summon in the entire game. You can have her beat the whole game by herself. Like, you can just summon her and walk behind her and she will beat the game. Actually possible, which is crazy. And then multi-shot, mostly here for PvP use as well. It's also good PvM. You can clear out a lot of stuff, but in PvP it also is a strong contender. Hits off screen, makes it very nice. Guided arrow, I have top of the A, very useful PvP. Some use PvM, but generally you're going to be using Strafe, which we have right here as well. So another great Boson A tier hitter, as well as the freezing arrow and the exploding arrow. Those are both really good. And then we do have the pierce here for the chance to pierce, which is great because that helps for a lot of things. Great for Lightning Fury, great for all of that. You could almost put that in S tier, but once again, I think it's good for A tier. In the B tier, we've got your Poison and Plague Javelins. Not quite as good as these skills up above, but they do some damage and can be useful for going through the game. Magic Arrow can be nice just for knocking out some physical immunes, anything like that. Decoy, actually helpful. Not a bad skill whatsoever. So it's just one where you can just put up a decoy, get some monsters away from you. If you aren't at Valk yet or, not run in that path, nice for something just kind of place there. And then Lightning Strike, not as good generally. You're going to be using Charge Strike and Lightning Fury most of the time, but Lightning Strike does have a little viability in it, in that it can be decent damage still. Moving down, we have Slow Missile, which is nice for, it's not a bad skill. You're just not going to use it very often. But hey, if there's some range monsters or whatever, then can be used for that right there. And I don't know if it's BM to use Slow Missile in PvP. It probably is, because it's probably too good for that. Lightning Bolt, just kind of not as good. Still decent damage, but once again, you have stuff above. It is BM. I would imagine so. It just completely destroy any range. Penetrate, nice to get some of the attack rating, so it's actually not bad if you're struggling with that in PvM at all. Fire Arrow, okay damage, but without some of the AoE, whatnot, it really isn't super great. And then Power Strike is going to be useful early on in the game until you do get to Charge Strike, so it's just kind of a worse version of that. Immolation Arrow just isn't very good. It hits and tries to burn, but it just doesn't do enough and just doesn't end up being that solid of a skill, unfortunately. Probably needs a bigger explosion radius to burn up more or something if it actually want to be good. Cold Arrow, also just kind of the same idea. Just not going to be quite as good overall. Just takes mana and is not going to do a lot of damage and just be slow. Inner Sight is okay, but just not often used. I'd move it up here and I'd move this back. Better than Immolation Arrow pretty much and stuff, but not great overall. Ice Arrow is also just going to be down here just because same sort of thing with Cold Arrow. It's not really till you get to Freezing Arrow that I feel like the Ice Bow really kind of picks up and actually starts to do well. Jab is not amazing, but it's okay at least. And so I kind of use it there. Yeah, Inner Sight has a couple of uses. It does. And then down in the F tier, we've got avoid, dodge, and evade. All just complete garbage. They're just... So what happens with these? You might think it's great because then I can dodge getting hit. But you can just get locked and just get stuck. You just sit there. And your character literally just gets locked up completely and gets completely blasted. So, weapon swap glitch. Well, they fixed it, at least right now. So, with weapon swap glitch fixed, these go down to F tier. We'll see what happens. And then we have Impale and Fend, because Fend is bugged and Impale is just garbage. So, to get to evade, though, you have to go through avoid and dodge. So, yeah, some stuff needs to be fixed here. So these are F tiers. These are F tiers down in the bottom right here. Yeah, anyways, that's my Amazon skill ratings. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.